Hello everybody and welcome back to Daily Practice with me, Benita. Today's practice is a short yoga sequence, hip open for hip. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Daily Practice with me, Benita. Today's practice is a short yoga sequence for hip opening, stress release, and emotional release. So this is a perfect practice to do just before getting to bed, or anytime you feel like you have some kind of stuck emotions, or perhaps when you're in your luteal phase or the stage of menstruation where you need just a soft, sweet practice to come back to your body and sit with how you feel right now. So let's get started. So finding yourself on your mat, coming into a deep squat, okay? And if you have a little bit of openness in the hips, maybe you can almost even touch your glutes to the floor when you're in this position. If this shape is a struggle, or if it's not easy for you to sink deeply into your hips like this, then consider maybe lifting your heels off the floor and even supporting your heels with a cushion, a book, yoga block, or anything like that. And let's just start off here, releasing, relaxing, shifting the weight from side to side, maybe allowing the heels to lift up, just allowing the neck to be soft, gaze soft. You can even close your eyes here if it feels appropriate. So just breathing, moving, softening. You can keep your hands on the floor, arms on the floor, just relaxing into this soft, gentle movement. And then if it feels appropriate, coming into a stillness, allowing your forehead or even chin to approach the floor. Grounding your feet firmly on the floor, so pressing your feet down, all the four corners of the feet. So inside on the ball of the foot, outside on the ball of the foot, and each side of each heel, pressing all four corners of the feet down. Spreading your toes, pushing your feet down. Allowing an exhale out through the mouth with sound if that feels good for you. And then let's bring in some movement with the arms. So as I inhale, I'm going to bring my right arm up, look up towards the fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, come back down. Allowing the breath to lead the movement. So I begin my inhale, the movement follows. When my lungs are full, I'm at the furthest extension, and I begin my exhale. Again, hand down. Other side, inhaling, look up. Inhale, fully fill your lungs, and then exhale, come back to the middle. Couple more times in your own pace in each side. Focusing on the breath, focusing on full inhales and complete exhales as you come back down. Noticing if each side feels slightly different and just becoming aware of why that might be without judgment or evaluation. Is one side tighter than the other? Is your leading arm or hand tighter? Good. And then coming back to the middle, feel free to stay down here. If you want to open the chest, lift up, bring your hands to prayer at the heart center, thumbs resting in towards the sternum, pushing your elbows, using your elbows to push the knees to the side, opening the heart, lifting the crown. Feel free to stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, coming into Malasana, so bring your triceps in front of the knees, wrapping your hands around the ankles. Inhale to look up, extend the spine, and then exhale. Once again, fall down, chin if available, or forehead down towards the floor. Using your triceps to push the shins back, the knees back, planting your feet, grounding your feet. Hold here. And then inhale, come up and sit down on your glutes. Placing your feet right in front of you, about hip width apart. And then exhale, slowly, slowly, controlled movement down to lie down on your back. Head down, allowing your knees to rest against one another. And exhale. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your forehead. Just notice how your body feels in a supine, in a lying down position. Now extending your left leg forward and grabbing hold of your right foot, out either on the outside edge of the foot or perhaps using the so-called pistol grip, index finger and middle finger around the right big toe and pulling the right knee in towards the right armpit. I'm keeping my left foot slightly engaged, pointed toes or flexed foot. You find your own position. Using your left hand on your left thigh to keep that hip nice and grounded. And making sure that with each inhale, you're gonna extend the right side. So I'm gonna keep pushing my right sitting bone forward. And as I exhale, I bring the right knee in towards the right armpit. And breathe here. Good. One more breath. And then exhale to place the right foot on the floor. Taking a mini Shavasana, arms to the sides if that feels good, palms facing up. And just notice how the right side feels and notice how the left side feels. Close your eyes if that feels good. And let's try the other side. So remember, you can use your right hand on the right hip or thigh to keep that hip grounded. And then either outside of the left foot or the big toe with the index finger and middle finger. So placing the two fingers between the big toe and the second toe. And then just using your hand or fingers to pull the left knee towards the left armpit. Again, right foot either pointed or flexed. Just keep it kind of engaged here. Using the inhale to lengthen the spine, pushing that left sitting bone forward. All the time pushing your left heel up towards the sky and pulling your left knee down towards the armpit and the floor. Keep bringing your ribs in towards or down towards the hips. Keeping your neck, face, jaw, forehead relaxed. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Again, paying attention to any difference on each side. Does this side feel tighter or easier, more relaxed or open? Just paying attention. We're here to get to know ourselves. Great, and then extending that leg back as you exhale. And again, taking it just a mini Shavasana to notice how your body feels right now. And then let's try both sides all at once. So bending both knees, pushing both heels up towards the sky, either outside edges of the feet with the hands or the big toes with the so-called pistol grip. As I inhale, I push my tailbone forward. And as I exhale, I'm gonna bring the knees in towards the armpits and the floor. And remember, it's a happy baby, so it might be swinging from side to side or maybe in some gentle circles, giving your sacrum nice massage in both directions. And now if you have somewhat feeling openness in your hips, feel free to stretch a little bit further. So now I'm gripping my feet from the inside, from the arches of the feet, my fingers wrapping around the outside edges of the feet. And I'm gonna try to extend my legs open and bring my toes down towards the floor. So heels are pointing up and my toes are approaching the floor. My jaw, face, neck, shoulders all relaxed. I'm trying to keep my entire spine down on the floor, pushing my tailbone forward and down. Good, and then releasing as you exhale, placing both legs gently, gently down on the floor, and just noticing again how your body feels for a moment in a mini Shavasana. Exhaling through the mouth if that feels good for you. And then one more time, bringing the soles of the feet together, or really for the first time actually, and placing your hands flat on the floor. So now I'm grounding the outside edges of my feet down into the floor, and I'm gonna press the outside edges to the floor as I inhale and lift my hips up off the floor. And exhale, coming slowly, slowly down, and repeating a few more times. So inhaling, lifting up, squeezing at the top, and exhale, slowly come down. A few more times. So inhaling, lifting up, articulating your back, squeezing the soles of the feet together, outside edges of the feet to the floor, and then as you exhale, the movement down begins, and as my whole spine is back on the floor, my lungs are empty. One more time, inhaling, squeezing up, and exhale, coming back down. Hugging your knees in, maybe rocking from side to side. Once again, giving your sacrum that nice massage with small circles into each direction. And then as you inhale, push your knees forward, extend the spine, extend your arms, and exhale, bring your eyes to your knees, round the back, hold. Lungs are empty. Inhale, push the knees forward. Extend the spine, extend the arms, fill your lungs completely. And then as you exhale, squeeze everything out and hold for a moment. Lungs are completely empty, eyes to the knees. Hold, squeeze. One more time. Inhale, push forward. And exhale, round. And then from here, with the round back, rocking yourself up to a seat, round back. And finding your comfortable seat once more. And coming into the so-called fire log pose. So in this shape, my left foot and ankle is right on top of my right knee, and left knee on top of my right ankle and foot. Okay, this requires quite a bit of openness here in the hips. So if it feels appropriate for you, or if it's necessary for comfort, feel free to elevate your hips here. So with a cushion, bolster, folded up blankets. Also, feel free to place something under here, under the left knee in this case. Or if it's available to you, just sitting as you are. Important here to keep the feet slightly flexed to protect the knee joints, okay? So anyway you're sitting, inhale to bring your arms up, and then exhale. You're gonna fold forward. I'm gonna turn just so you can see a little bit better. As I hinge forward, I'm gonna keep my chest open and back long and nice and straight, okay? As soon as you feel like you need to be rounding the back, you've gone far enough, okay? So just using your breath, inhaling to extend the spine, and exhale, fold a little bit forward. If it's available, coming all the way down to the arms or the hands or even the floor. Keeping your feet slightly flexed, and exhale to relax. Maybe with each exhale, you can come a little bit further, but never any pushing or forcing, just allowing yourself to find a suitable stretch for you today. And that might be different than yesterday. Each exhale is complete. Maybe there's a small pause at the end of the exhale, pulling the belly in, finding a little bit more space as you inhale, extend the spine, and then exhale, fold down, keeping your feet flexed, forehead relaxed, jaw relaxed. Good. Walking your hands back up, inhaling, and then switching over the feet. So now my right foot is on top of my left knee, right knee on top of my left foot. And remembering you can adjust your elevation if you need to. And again, this side might be different. Inhale to extend, and then exhale, fold forward. Relaxing forward, either onto your hands, arms, or all the way to the floor. Sometimes if I don't feel as open or as warm in the hips that I can make it all the way to the floor, I sometimes like to also stack my fists like this and use that as a headrest, and that's a great alternative too. Or also if you have a yoga block or something like that. Any shape you're in, feel free to relax the jaw. The eyes can be closed, relaxing the forehead, the shoulders, away from the ears, and just breathing. Maybe finding that pause at the end of the exhale. Keeping your feet slightly flexed, protecting the knee joint. Inhaling, creating more space, and exhaling, relaxing a little bit deeper. Great. And then again, inhaling, coming back up. Extending your feet forward. Maybe leaning on your hands back. Maybe closing the eyes. Maybe finding a little bit of release in the legs by shaking or rolling from side to side. Great. And then, once again, just lying back, slowly, slowly, gently, gently. And now just taking a moment, if there's any other stretch that your body is asking for, feel free to do that now. So just taking a moment to lie flat on the floor and just asking yourself, is there anything that my body really needs right now? Perhaps at the end of the practice, it's a small twist, which I'm going to perform. But if this is not what your body asks for, from you right now, you can find your own little stretch to do right now. Or maybe you just want to lie down for a moment. So I'm bringing my right knee towards the left side. I'm going to turn my gaze towards the right. Inhale to extend the spine and exhale to twist a little bit more. But feel free to do your own stretch here. And then if you're doing a stretch that I was doing or your own stretch that it requires both sides, feel free to switch right now. So this time bringing the left knee towards the right, looking towards the left, keeping the spine nice and long as you inhale and exhale to twist a little bit more. Good. And then coming back to the middle or just releasing your stretch. Maybe bending your knees one more time if you're lying flat on the floor and just placing one foot at a time onto the floor, hugging yourself to pull your shoulder blades down towards, well, just down towards your hips, I guess, and then extend the neck. So you can use your hands to lift your head up and make sure that your neck is nice and long as an extension to the spine. Then allowing your middle fingers to meet at the belly button and then open your palms to the side, your arms to the side, and just take a moment in Shavasana. So inhale through the nostrils, eyes closed. And exhale through the mouth. Just soften. Find a stillness. And just pause for a moment. Watching the breath, watching the body, allowing the movements, the stretches, the breath that we've been working with to integrate and become a part of your physical, energetic, emotional, and all the layers of your being. Great. Then If you have a few more moments, feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you wish, or if it's time for you to move on to the next part of your day, then allowing yourself to find your right side, just staying there for another few moments, expressing gratitude for yourself to having taken time to practice today. And then when you're ready, just lift up to a seat. And bring your hands to your heart center and just bowing gratitude to yourself and all the teachers that have come before us. Thank you so much for joining me for today's short practice for hip opening, stress release, and emotional release. I hope you found it of benefit. If you did, feel free to share with any friends or family members. Also, please do subscribe, like, and if it feels like appropriate, comment. Let me know where you're joining me from, and I will see you back next week. And also stay tuned on Monday for the podcast episode that will drop at 10 a.m., both here on YouTube as well as on all podcast platforms. Thanks so much for joining, and remember always, a good practice is the one you do. Bye for now.